Hi. Boar brushes can take quite a bit of time and quite a bit of use to break in properly. I have a brand new boar brush that I received today from Zenith in Italy. Look at that beautiful copper handle. It'd be interesting to see how that ages. Bit of patina, make it look good, but it has a boar brush and this is sort of unused virgin boar. And what I'll do is I'll build a lather or attempt to build a lather with this today. Then I'll put it in water in the fridge for 24 hours, take it out, rub it on a towel for a good while, and then make another lather build. And I'll continue doing that 24 hours in the fridge, rub it on a towel and build a lather until it's broken in properly. So let's try without any modification other than a few minutes, 10 minutes or so of soaking. We'll be right back. Okay, so it's been soaking for 10 minutes now. Now this is a boar brush which is properly broken in. This is an Omega brush. I don't know if you can see, but the tips of the hairs are sort of broken, hence broken in, whereas this one is quite different. You know, there's, can you see? Can you see? Ooh, can you? Okay, so we'll see how that lathers, you know, because why not? The soap is from France. This is Osma, and it is a lovely, lovely sandalwood. Okay, let's see if anything happens. Pretty good backbone as well. That's nice. So I'll load kind of like I usually do. And it usually doesn't take too much to get enough lather with this soap. And you know, maybe the lathering process will be just fine. Anyway, even though it's not broken in, let's find out. Let's lather on the old face. Yeah, it does have some pretty good backbone. But it will be interesting to compare, you know? Yeah, this thing is eating up lather like there's no tomorrow. No, usually this would have been a thick, creamy lather already. But you know, let's go through the motions. Lost 2 hairs. Well, that's 3 hairs. That's another thing to watch. Let's add a bit of water. I guess speed breaking it in is not going to do much good to the base of the brush. So I will keep it. I'll try not to get too much water in here, or any water, and I'll keep it upside down. But you know, based on the amount of soap I picked up, it's another brush, another hair. I really should have had a decent lather, a good lather, and this is just a goner. So needs a bit of work. So 24 hours in water in the fridge, the refrigerator, then in a few minutes, 10 minutes maybe, on a rough towel, and we'll see what it looks like, and we'll see what it lathers like. Okay, so 24 hours in the fridge, soaking. I put that much water in because I didn't want the water to go up into the knot. Of course, this is natural hair, so it sucks everything up anyway. But here you go. Here we go. So it'll be interesting to see if there's been any development. You can see, you know, if you compare it to a broken in brush, you see the difference in how the hairs are split or not, and you see the difference in the display. Of course, this is wet. Here's another boar brush. So what I'll do is I will rub this on a towel pretty vigorously for 10 minutes, and I won't bore you for 10 minutes. I'll be back when I'm done. Whew. 10 minutes is quite a bit of work. Just a few hairs. I guess that's part of the process. So let's have a look. You know what? It's already looking fairly different. You see the display is more similar to one of these, and looks softer, feels softer too. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna re-soak this for 10 minutes and then I'll be back to lather up. Okay, soaking done. Let's see if it lathers a bit better than yesterday. Same soap, Osma Savon à Barbe Français. Okay, so I didn't time how long I loaded for, but I'll sort of load like I would usually. Now you get a feel for roughly how much you've got and roughly how much you need. And yesterday, basically, I put a absolutely normal amount of soap onto the brush, and it just died. Let's see if there's a difference. You know, because it does look different. Should be some improvement anyway. Now, I could load more heavily, and I really should have timed the loading time, but you know, I think felt like same as usual, same as yesterday. So we'll see. Adding a bit of water. It's an easy way to kill a lather. Yeah, it still eats up a lot of lather, still does. It does feel a bit softer. I've got enough water in it. You look at that backbone. Huh. Pretty awesome. Is there an improvement? Not much. Not much in terms of eating up and killing lather. I'll load a bit more. See what happens. Let's see what happens. Something happened to the brush. I can see the tips of the brush being different. I don't know how much comes from having it sit in cold water for 24 hours. Why does that even help? I really don't know. And how much it came from rubbing it ferociously against the towel for 10 minutes. I got a cramp in the end. Let's see, let's add a bit of water. This will be a long video if I have to do this for 3 weeks. So I've loaded way more than usual. And obviously, you know, there's more lather now. But this is a lush, creamy soap that certainly would build more of a lather more easily than this one does. But I'm gonna call improvement. Yeah, I could shave with this. Wouldn't be happy, but I could shave with it. What I'll do is I'll clean this up, put it in the fridge for another 24 hours, and I'll be back tomorrow. It's a lot of work. Okay, another 24 hours in the fridge in cold water. Well, naturally, because it was in the fridge. And then rubbing it vigorously on the towel for 10 minutes. This is what it looks like now. Starting to take shape. And the tips are softer, more brokenish. Question is, how's that going to affect the lather grabbing and that sort of things? Soak for 10 minutes and I'll be back for a lather. All right, it's been soaking for 45 minutes because something happened. Got a phone call and then I forgot about it. Savon à barbe Osma. Okay, let's see. Should be a bit better, shouldn't it? It's way too dry. Let's add some water. If the brush is too dry, you get no or not enough soap out of it. So how long do we load? Yeah. If you think this is slow and boring, wait till day 55 of breaking in this stupid thing. I think I should do it. I should do the trick. There you go. I'm going to wet my face and attempt a lather once again. Yeah, speaking of that, today is January 73rd. That's what it feels like. It's a long ass month. This smells good. Okay, that's the coating. Let's get to work. I think it feels yet a little bit softer. It's actually not a very scratchy brush to start with. Now we could be onto something. Okay, let's give it one more shot. Or two. Soap likes a drink. We hear that quite often, and I say it as well. The soap likes a drink, and the soap can take a lot of water. It's a thirsty soap. Well, yeah, quite often that is the case. Also, if you load way too much soap, you're gonna need a whole lot of water to make a lather out of it. So there's that. You could say the soap is thirsty. You could also say you need a much smaller amount of soap to build the proper lather than what you're putting on the brush. Again, it comes from experience. I do it. Not a big difference. This thing still eats lather like crazy. Maybe it's just a super thirsty brush. Let's load a bit more. Boar brushes are infamous for hogging lather, hogging soap. Okay, that was a lot of water, so I'm doing it down here not to ruin the entire bathroom, which I cleaned this morning. You know what I should do? I should take a not a Williams mug soap, because that's a horn of horrid, but Mrs. Wolfat is what I should take. And see if I can lather that with a boar brush there. That's a beauty with the boar brush. Okay, so big amounts of soap. See what happens. And you know, when do you know when a brush is broken in? I don't know, I'm not an expert. I got a review on or a comment on an old video, like several years old, saying, "This is a bad review. You don't know what you're talking about." Well, first of all, I was out of focus, which is, you know, granted, that's not very good. And he said, "It's not a good review. You kept asking the viewers how to use that razor instead of showing us." Well, you know, most of the time, I don't know myself either. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's pretty. That is pretty. So I, you know, building a lather with this little soap. It feels soft now. It feels very nice on the skin, and it still has this absolutely phenomenal backbone. That's a sweet combo for boar brushes. You know, you get them soft eventually, but they maintain their awesome backbone, which is very nice, especially if you build your lather on the face. Yeah, it's a perfect lather. Perfect lather, it feels good. Does that mean the brush is broken in? Probably. That's not a good. You're asking viewers, and how will they know? Well, they won't know. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I actually don't think I'm going to put this in the fridge anymore. It will continue to develop, but the scratchiness is gone. It feels very nice and soft. It eats up a lot of lather, but it's going to continue to do that. There you go. Done. This is how you break in a new boar shaving brush.
Honest, that was a good review, Mom. The man told us how to do it, and he did it, and then he said it was done. Mama?
Stop looking at old men on YouTube.
But he's shaving and he looks like Santa Claus.
Don't say we don't entertain you on this channel. Okay, that's it. That's I was going to say it's a wrap, but what I'll do is I'll rinse this off, I'll get it dry, and then I'll show how beautiful the tips and tops are. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so it's not super dry, but it's dried off pretty properly on the brush, and you can see the splay now. You know, before it was really like this, and it stayed like that even if you poked it. So the shape is different. And you can see, I think, how those will be much softer tips, softer to the touch than originally. And this really is quite nice. So there you go. That's how you break in a boar brush. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Stay sharp.